Doing a mini video here today. This is the Malay Apple. It's working on flowering. There's a dead one, but most of these flowers have little red tips here. They're just waiting for some warm weather to burst open, and that is coming this weekend. So I'll have an update on that. Let's see, what else do we got interesting here. That's a grafted willow leaf Jabotacaba. I grafted that a couple of years ago. It's doing pretty well. It's a Inca edulous. It was really tall and I cut it off because I just didn't want it to be so tall. It's going to start growing out lower and pushing out better. Got some other Jabotacabas growing here. This is a kombucha. This is, I believe, a San Ignacio, I think. Over here is a ginberry. This is a citrus, and it makes these little tiny fruits. Still flowering, setting fruit. They get about the size of a fingernail, and when they're ripe, they turn kind of a pinkish color, I believe. So these ones are definitely not ready. I have some flowers coming out in other places as well. So more Jabotacabas back here. I've got some little mandarins growing. This one is probably ready to pick. Forgot which kind that one was. Is it? Oh, that was a seedless Kishu mandarin. That was my first citrus tree I ever bought. It's still going. Over here, this is a, what is this one? Shan. It's a little mandarin. Makes a pretty good fruit. That one's about ready. Curry leaf. It was too tall. I cut it off, and it's starting to flower out here. Whenever I cut things off, I try to root cuttings, so I just kind of stuff them in some different pots here. This is a red lime that I grafted onto this citrus. It's an interesting fruit. Looks like a mandarin orange, but it tastes like a lime. Let's see, what else do I got over here? This is a blood orange that's setting fruit. Forgot which one this one is. This is the Sanguinelli. It's a pretty nice tasting fruit. It does pretty well in our climate. It likes the cooler weather to get the red color. In warm climates, it'll grow fine and taste fine, but it won't color up as nicely. So I should probably get this one outside so it can start enjoying the cooler weather. Another Jabotacaba over here. I believe this is the scarlet. Been growing from seed. Another one over here. Probably another scarlet. Black pepper. Setting a whole bunch of new stuff. Trying to root more plants. I try to root stuff in the shady areas. This is kind of the shady part of the greenhouse. Tends to work pretty well. Sometimes they don't make it, stuff dies. It's just the way it is with gardening. This mountain papaya is growing. This is a female. I need to get a cutting of either a male or, more ideally, a hermaphrodite. So I don't need to bother with trying to pollinate them. And I will just grab on top of this. That would be the ideal situation. I believe that the hermaphrodite is a female that is self-fruitful, so it won't work to pollinate the other female flowers that are not self-fruitful. You'd actually need a male for that. But having a self-fruitful one, I just don't even have to do anything. I don't have to rub flowers together or anything. I just set fruit. A couple of star fruit. I heard a tip from another YouTube video that they like being in the shade. They're definitely growing nicely. I've been growing these a couple of years. I'm trying to figure out how to get them to fruit. I noticed this one dries out the pot constantly. I'm guessing if I put it in a larger pot, it would probably be a lot happier. They tend to grow really long and droop, which is their natural growth habit. I try to keep them pruned back to have them focus on the trunk so that they don't droop everywhere, and will kind of support fruit because the fruit gets heavy and I don't want it dragging on the ground as I'm trying to move it around the garden. This is a sugarloaf pineapple. Not seeing anything here. This is a white jade and another white jade, I think. Nothing happening there yet. A couple of other papayas that I'm growing in a pot. These are some kind of Hawaiian variety. This is the red Jabotacaba. It was flowering pretty good. It kind of paused, but it almost looks like. Did I get a fruit set? I think I did. So, if that doesn't fall off, I'll get my first sample of a homegrown Jabotacaba. That'll be nice. This is my rose apple. It was too tall and covered with bugs when I had it planted inside the raised bed inside the greenhouse, and I just decided that I would dig it out, put it in this smaller pot. Originally I was planning on a 25-gallon, but it turned out the root ball was really small and wasn't growing into the bed very well, so I just decided to put it in this 15-gallon, which was about as big as it was, and it's doing pretty good. I think the rose apple kind of benefits from being out in the cooler weather. I mean, talking in the summertime rather than the really hot greenhouse. It just likes it better. Peanut butter fruits. I don't know what I'm going to do with these things. They just generally look unhappy. I think they would benefit from going outside as well. They tend to look better outside, and they don't lose leaves constantly like this. Probably need to give it a dose of fertilizer too. Make sure that it's not root bound. Well, I'll do another video on some other stuff. I've got some miracle berries flowering like crazy. I think I need to add some sulfur. I'm thinking about getting some sulfur tablets so I don't have to bother with mixing up sulfur in the plant water. Soursop, never can get these things to flower. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Well, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on another video. This one went a little longer than I was hoping. Talk to you later.